Ladies and gentlemen, greetings and welcome to another unscripted movie review. This time I will be reviewing Spider-Man Far From Home, the latest product out of the MCU and the latest Spider-Man movie. Concluding the Tom Holland first trilogy, because as I am recording this video, it has just been announced that Tom Holland has been signed for 3 more Spider-Man films. If you've seen my last video, you know that I believe that Tom Holland is the best Peter Parker we got, but also that I believe that his movies are in the lowest tier possible when it comes to superhero films and when it comes to telling a Spider-Man story. So I had a bias going to see No Way Home. Plus there was this thing where everyone was leaking information left and right, thus making it impossible not to be spoiled on the movie before it even comes up. So I had really low expectation when I went to the theater. Might I say, it was a good film. Even, it was a great film. My worst fear by seeing this movie was that I thought I was gonna be exposed to some unbearable and ridiculous fan service. And that's a fact, the movie relies heavily on fan service and nostalgia. As I say in my video on Ready Player One, fan service is okay if it doesn't impact the scenario. And in this case, we are clearly in what we can call good fan service. Exceptionally, I will allow myself to spoil the film for the sole reason that you can talk about this piece without spoiling it. Let's start at the beginning. Is it the best Marvel movie as some people depict it? Nope, clearly not. I'm not even sure it's the best Marvel movie to come out this year actually. But is it definitely in the best tier of what Marvel gave us through the years? Hell yeah. I'll even put it in my top 10 favorite Marvel, maybe even top 5. And obviously I have to talk about the fact that some older actors from former Spider-Man trilogy make appearances. Obviously there is Alfred Molina as Dr. Octopus, the Green Goblin with Willem Dafoe, but honestly, I didn't think they would have the balls to bring back Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. And they did it. I'm not even kidding, I saw it opening weekend and everyone was cheering in the theater. Just the emotion to see that the Marvel Cinematic Universe is coming so close to the comic book universe, it's great. After, if there is one criticism you can do to every comic book is the fact that comics don't make sense, but that's something else. So seeing all these familiar faces, I really liked it, and what I really liked above all else is that they're not just here for the fan service. They have a specific purpose in the movie and they end up serving this purpose very well. You can even see that the 2 older Spider-Man serves as substitute Uncle Ben for the younger one. And speaking of things I didn't think Disney would have the balls to do, they killed Aunt May. And they finally gave us the famous "with great power comes great responsibility" speech, this time told by May. It was a nice moment, but I think it could have had more impact if Aunt May had died before finishing the quote. And that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield were the one finishing it, I think it would have been a pretty heavy moment, well delivered. While now, unfortunately, the quote fell a bit flat. For the sole reason that for the past 2 movies, Aunt May was not that developed. Previously, she didn't feel like a real character, but now in this movie, she has been developed. Unfortunately, she had to carry for the 2 past movies. In fact, I think that might be the fatal flaw of the film. It has to carry for the 2 previous installments. Because when you do a sequel, you have to follow a path made by the previous installments. And unfortunately, when this path is carried by the first 2 Spider-Man of the MCU, which are honestly not great, well, it's a very challenging task. But No Way Home managed to do it pretty well and even tell a compelling story. In fact, in my previous video, I said that the writers of Far From Home and Homecoming didn't have a single idea how to tell a compelling Spider-Man story. Now they understood it. They understood that Peter was a kid, that he had to face responsibilities, that he's not an Avenger but only the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. All these themes and even more are present. If there is one thing missing though in the visual standpoint, it would be one camera shot. One magnificent shot of the three Spider-Man standing side by side. And of course, there is this scene where they are all doing web swinging and some Spider-Man grabs another Spider-Man's web to throw them across the room. But I mean, that's cool, but that's not Avengers Assemble level of awesomeness. Also, something that would be very interesting to explore would have been that the end of the movie could have rebooted the entire MCU, opening the door to familiar characters like Captain America or Iron Man to come back with different faces, to give the chance to new actors to shine as these characters that we already love. But that's just me, they choose a different path and that's fine. All this fan service is totally justified, except for one scene. One goddamn unredeemable scene. The after credit scene. At the end of Venom, Let There Be Carnage, movie that I am about to spoil right now. Venom, Eddie Brock, is teleported into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So first of all, this is not paid off. We don't see Venom at all during the film except for the after credit scene. But also, Venom immediately runs back to his universe, leaving a little piece of the symbiote behind. But during the film, it was established that leaving a single individual who doesn't belong in this universe could have consequences, dire consequences. And also that Doctor Strange's spell would send back everyone. Why is there a piece of the symbiote missing? This goes against everything the movie has told us for the past 2 hours. This is lazy writing and unpaid off setting up. And now I have a billion questions about this science. Like for example, why is there a piece of the symbiote left behind? Why wasn't Eddie left behind? Like, let's say that Tobey Maguire was decapitated at some point in the film. Would the beheaded body go back to its dimension? Would the head go back to its dimension? Where is the cut? Like, what happened if some character just cut themselves by accident and dropped some blood? Do the blood stays here? Do you understand why this moment pissed me off? Because it is a big lack of in-universe logic. For the sole reason that Marvel and Sony are way too lazy to set up a proper developed Venom in the MCU. Marvel is just like, Sony already did the assignment, why would I work harder? Oh, and also that scene where Tobey Maguire gets stabbed by the Green Goblin. Didn't Tobey Maguire add his spider sense specifically for that? But in general, everything that touches to the end I had problem with. Like for the fact that the climax of the film, the epicness could have been a bit higher in terms of actor direction, of action direction, of camera shot, of dynamism. They did a Spider-Verse live action movie. Just have fun with it at some point. To be honest, I was expecting hating the movie and that's not the case. It was a really great movie and a very good piece of entertainment. But you guys, what did you think about Spider-Man No Way Home? Was it a masterpiece or was it a trash pile full of fan service? Or even something in between? Tell me that in the comment section. Don't forget to ring the bell and smash that like button to be sure that you're notified whenever a new video comes up. I'm gonna end this review here and as always, thanks for watching.